I'm one of those who usually feels like something is touching their shoulders, like at times I even go as far as slapping my own head, feeling as if something has touched my ear. You think that's crazy? Wait till you hear what I did that other day on the bed while I was resting my head against the pillow. I don't want to get into too many details, so let's get to what even started the conversation around someone touching someone else's shoulder. Claymore is one of these special people who are guarded by invisible guardians, stuff you only see in fantasies. The man the other night was on his desk watching some YouTube videos he had to censor for some reason when he felt like someone was on his back touching him. He said, "Honey, stop it. I'm not feeling it now." But the massage proceeded, so he decided to embarrass her by threatening to publish the video he had already been recording prior to her entrance to his room. But she never responded, so he had to turn 180 degrees to check on her, and he found no one. Little did he know that he was not married in the first place. How ridiculous. Of course it's ridiculous, because the story was partially made up by me. The only thing that was true is the fact that he felt like someone touched him on the shoulder, but he was completely alone. Since he is aware his house is haunted, he wasn't bothered by it much. But the door behind him is what caused him to take action, as it kept moving on its own. He had to take his camera and do a tour around to see if any other paranormal activity was taking place, but only a few faint tapping sounds occurred very briefly, so he had to go back to his desk and forget about it, though these ghosts didn't want him to rest, so they kept messing with that very same door that Claymore blocked from moving with an object. Smart move, Claymore. But how did he deal with the paranormal the other night? When someone was knocking at his door late at night, though clearly no one was in fact knocking. Or how about the other recordings from the kitchen, where the TV was turned on and the footsteps that were clear as night since it was recorded at nighttime, and that one chair moving on its own? That chair in particular I didn't notice. Even though I have watched the video 3 times, I only saw it moving the 3rd time, which, if this means anything, indicates that I'm seriously getting older. My instincts are no longer as responsive as they were once. Whenever I see a ghost-related video, I also try to be safe, you know, with the YouTube rules. The next clip made me question myself. Am I supposed to tip the delivery man for his service or leave the tip in my pocket? In all seriousness, I saw the clip and had a debate with myself. Should I feature the video or not? I ended up winning the debate, and the decision was taken to feature the clip. What had me stuttering on it, though, was the fact that the man in the video was armed, so I was hesitant that it might not be so cool with YouTube. The video revolves around a man, whom I will call Simon for the sake of the narrative. Simon was sleeping tight. He was sleeping so tight, he had a muscle spasm, but he was awakened by a strange noise. The noise was more like someone slamming his front house door. He didn't think twice. He took off his shirt, if he was even wearing it in the first place, took out the pistol, and charged at his front door. Though he was cautious in case the intruder was still around, he never found a trace of anyone. But why were some of the shoes on the floor? And how come the door was slammed? Weird questions he didn't have an answer for at that moment, but his security camera had the clear answers he was looking for, so he checked the footage and was left speechless in fear. What he actually heard was in fact the door opening, but no one opened it, and the shoes fell off the shelf by themselves too. He knew it was game on with the ghosts. If I were a ghost and saw that man charging at me with a thing on his hand, I would have already called it a night. I would go even as far as putting everything right where it was. I mean, not only that thing he had in his hands, but he also had an even bigger weapon on the wall. I can't express enough how much this next place means to me. Look, the place is disgusting and creepy at the same time, so you don't have to mock me, but as I always say to my grandsons, it's never about the materialistic, it's more about the moral value. Though I don't have kids to begin with, I live rent-free in my own fancy world. Anyways, the next place was investigated for the first time and by the same dude in the next video back in 2017. Yes, he is the godfather and the founder of the place. I have featured 2 different investigations of the very same place before, including the first one. That video, which was featured on my channel back in 2020. Now Allah has come back for more. He is as hungry as ever. The investigation is yet to kick in, and here comes the djinn, fully charged, to show this man some old scary tricks. The window right above his head swung very fast, almost as if the djinn had a family living there, and one of his sons saw that Allah had finally come back, so he had to go downstairs to tell his father. Such a long example, but bear with me. Our investigator was about to step inside, but before he did, he had to get some motivation, so here comes a bucket moving on its own. It freaked out Allah, but he never backed down. In there, where more terrifying memories were brought back, it didn't take that long before a bag was going up and down like crazy. He heard something like footsteps not that far away from him, but that was more of a bait for him to leave the room, only for him to get knocked out so bad he gave the same reaction consistently 3 or 4 times in a row.
والله العظيم إني شفت عيون. معليش خايف يا جماعة، الموقع هذا من أقوى المواقع. يا جماعة أبو محمد أبو محمد أبو محمد، بسم الله. من أولها أقسم بآيات الله إني مرعوب. السلام عليكم. السلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله. يا جماعة ورب الكعبة الموقع قوي، استودعوني. لا إله إلا الله. أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق. الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم، لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم، له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض، من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه، يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم، ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء، وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤود حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم. اسمعوا اسمعوا. لا إله إلا الله، لا إله إلا الله، الله القوي وأنتم الضعفاء. يا جماعة ورب الموقع
You really have to go back and watch that video of mine when I featured that original investigation back in the day. Believe me, back then, these activities were much more creepy and intense, though don't pay too much attention to my narration back then. Sometimes when you read the transcription of a video just to revise the events, you realize how many things you might have missed, especially if it happens that the video is in a language you don't understand. The next video is one of these I just mentioned, where by watching, you can clearly see how intense the poltergeist was, but after reading the transcript, you find out that much more stuff has happened in the video you just didn't see coming. The video takes us with the two investigators who decided to revisit a haunted house they had paid a visit to in the past after their audience had heavily requested them to go back. This time around, they knew what to expect, so they had to come prepared, ready for any fight the ghost presence. A K2 meter, a REM pod, and a laser grid to detect any ghostly movement that can't be seen by the naked eye. As they set up their equipment, they began getting signals of a ghostly presence. Soon after, a light bulb fell off of its outlet right to the ground at 50 miles per hour and crashed. The investigators were in fear. They couldn't even mourn the light bulb after such an incident. Then, the signals they were getting just got a bit too creepy as a growling voice registered on the REM pod. A sheet of cloth that was hanging on the window fell off too. To make matters even worse, they felt shifts in temperature in some spots while also being overwhelmed. But in the end, it all came down to the floor with one of them, as he was grounded and almost pounded by these evil spirits. So the other dude saw him on the floor and decided it was a good day to live and left his friend to his fate.
Galera, a gente entrou aqui e o negócio tá sinistro aqui pra nós, porque a gente veio aqui da outra vez. Olha ali, tanto de coisa antiga que tem aqui, cara. Todos os... Olha, Kainan, tá cheio de teia de aranha aqui. Deixa aí, a gente vai investigar, o Kainan deixou ligado.
Caso capite, de lá a gente escuta.
Detectar uma energia, a gente vai escutar de longe e vai vir pra cá.
Enquanto isso eu vou indo...
Eita, preula!
Ó.
Tem alguma coisa ali, galera. Quem tá aí? Ó, galera, vou acender aqui pra ver que a lanterna verde tá frio. Tem alguma coisa aqui. Tem alguma coisa aqui, galera, olha aqui. Presta atenção. Tá frio. Ai, caramba. Caiu uma lâmpada aqui, ó. Caiu a lâmpada. Tá frio, caiu uma lâmpada aqui. Galera,
O Cadu não faz barulho.
o Cadu não faz barulho. Olha ali, vamos ver como é que tá. Alguém pode mostrar onde tá pra gente? Tá frio! Oi! Tá frio! Olha aqui! Ai, tá frio! Vamos ligar logo esse lootbox, senão eu vou embora, cara. Cara, isso tá me arrepiando demais, velho. Caramba, a pressão tá baixando.
Tá? É o K2, galera.
Oi! Tá frio, mano.
Disparou. Disparou. Aí é porque o tio tá perto, mas disparou, galera.
Será que esse negócio tá dando chute não, mano?
Não, você é
Porque
doido.
ele tava normal até agora. Aí o negócio aí. Caiu
Não tô
o
bem
negócio
aqui, não.
ali. Tá frio, foi isso. Tá frio, tá girando. Aí, caramba.
Mexeu a panela,
Deixa
velho.
a panela, mano. Eu não tô tocando, cara.
Não. Vamos embora, velho. Tem alguma coisa falando pra mim ir embora. Ó.
Tá frio. Calma, só vamos ver se ela não responde, senão a gente vai embora, ficar aqui esperando. Tá com tudo esse negócio? Senti alguém me empurrando, caramba. Vai.
What kind of friendship is that, leaving your buddy behind in such a serious trust-testing moment? In the end, I understand you wouldn't be able to fight an invisible force, but at least give it a shot. Maybe you might be able to rescue him. I stumbled upon this next video while desperately trying to find one last video to close on this list, but eventually I found this next video pretty intriguing. It's one of these really old videos that has the PS3 game's yellowish-green filter on it, if you have followed that era of gaming. The video takes us with a dude who sounds exactly like someone you would call a dude instead of calling him by his actual name. He was in his house alone. We don't know exactly what he was freaked out about, but he said it was coming from somewhere upstairs. It seems like he had his girlfriend at his house the other night, and forgetting she was staying, he woke the other day and found her without her makeup and messed up, because based on the way that creepy figure looked in the video, that's how I would envision it personally. Anyways, a figure peeks at him, and he immediately rushes towards it, but how does it vanish so quickly? Well, it's creepy, but I'm not going to force my opinion on it. This is one of these classic peekaboo creepy videos. We are all familiar with it, and I'm not doubting this one being staged because it looks too clean and somewhat staged in the storytelling, but even if it was staged, it's done really well. And if it's not, then rest in peace, my friend. You were brave enough to do what most of us couldn't. One thing most of you couldn't do either is subscribe and watch the next video on screen.